Whoa, it's Wulzy. Welcome everyone to my favourite levels of January 2021, a series I'm hoping to keep up at the end of every month. It's pretty self-explanatory, but nonetheless I'm excited to roll these out this year. Lately, I've been pushing out more high quality reviews that are expanded more than these, so if you like what you see, it would be awesome if you could subscribe, as it would help me out a lot to bring out this new style of content. Thank you for the support, let's just dive in. Flash was nominated in the Geometry Dash 2020 awards, proving himself to be one of the most versatile and innovative in the game, with stunning levels that sport interesting concepts and gimmicks. With upcoming large-scale projects taking such a long time, such as his thematical masterpiece Superhot, Flash released a new abstract level named Strange Boxes, which is refined in detail but also complex at the same time. Flash embraces emptiness with unique structuring that seems to burst open and closed alongside glitchy decoration that flickers on and off. The majority of the intro is empty, black space, which is built in pretty well and places a lot of emphasis on the structuring, which is dense and juxtaposing. According to Flash, the level is built from whatever came to mind, which is surprisingly cohesive. The unconventional and booming song drives the level forward, and the mood is matched with monotonous gameplay that only uses one type of orb per part, with creative usage such as the bouncy spider section, which is built in seamlessly. I like that each part is doubled up with subtle variations between. For example, in the final ship, one half uses green dash orbs with an expanding background, and the other half uses purple dash orbs with a shrinking background. It stops the level from getting stale, and allows him to get away with building the level so quickly. All in all, this level impressed me a lot, as it shows a lot more of Flash's potential, which honestly hasn't capped yet, as he seems to improve with every release. Geometry Dash levels with rainbow themes have always been popular. However, Rainbow Road by LV catches the eye due to its thematical success, recreating the feeling of the courses in the Mario Kart franchise. It begins with a more modern outlook, sharing the same tones of grey of the space station in Mario Kart 8, following on to references from the Wii track with the star cannon and fencing, and thwomps from the SNES track. These ideas are extremely well polished and linked together very smoothly, despite the difference in saturation from the beginning. The actual rainbow block set is very difficult to use effectively, but LV makes it look easy with incredible pulses and movements, altering how they're used in every part to prevent them from getting stale. The gameplay is incredibly fluid and easy to sight read, despite the item boxes limiting your vision forward at times, and the open world feeling in the UFO carrying you so far vertically. There's great attention to detail there by having the thwomps' faces change as they fall, causing the level to shake, which certainly adds fuel to the fire. The level has a few different styles to offer, as it's quite progressive, incorporating more glow and blurry foreground details towards the ending, which is very climactic and well synced to the music. It's cohesive and fun to play. The next level on my list seemed to drop out of nowhere a few weeks ago and caught the attention of many. Hugus the Noob is a name I've never seen before, but DNA stands out in the modern field with some great effect and attention to detail that really ties the scientific theme together. Every speck of this level is finely arranged and placed with purpose, from the complex structuring that has different slopes and curves, to the minute portal details that sweep outwards as you fly through them. The colour scheme is constant the whole time, with some awesome contrast from the blocks to the background that makes them pop out, especially when put in line with the middle ground blocks. It's incredibly clean, with fresh white pulses that split up each part seamlessly and allow the flow of the level to carry on as strongly as it does. There are so many moving assets in this level, which when paired with the flashy pulses and opacity changes, work so well and make sure that each part has the right tempo. For example, the final ship part has slow effects, as opposed to the more lively movements in the upbeat parts of the song. All in all, I think this level has some amazing ideas and layering, and felt very intense to play, due to the nice little extension on the end after the drop finishes. Obviously, Cybernetic Crescent released this month to round off the Technology trilogy, which came with a lot of hype and disappointment for some. I dropped a video on this 2 weeks ago that gave my opinion in full, which I'll place on the end screen, but this is definitely in my top few spots for this month, since it's very well decorated and satisfying to watch unfold. Recently, Pock has been releasing some very interesting levels that set him apart from other design creators, as he combines his dense and creative block designs with fitting atmosphere to make memorable and flashy bodies of work that make you feel something as you play. This collaboration, titled Rich Hillside with Epsa, feels much more like an idea dump than his other levels, but uses a bright and breezy song that uplifts the whole thing, no matter whether it's using light or dark detail, which it directly contrasts in the beginning before breaking out into a more colourful style. This level has an appealing mix of detail and art, which admittedly is split up with quite a few abrupt transitions, but makes it feel as if you're progressing further and further into a new realm. Pock has always strived for originality, and this level takes that in its stride with interesting movements, abstract use of pulsing objects, and a deliberately messy style towards the end. All round, the designs are well layered, intricate, and well matched with each other, which tie each individual part together, although the whole level feels slightly detached. Cohesion isn't always necessary, and I think this level nails it in that respect. Alkali has been expanding his style for a while, experimenting with different aesthetics from his iconic design-heavy building style. Recently, he's been experimenting with a more industrial look. Madness is a collab with Yunhaso and is jam-packed with small mechanical details that give the level a lot of character, alongside the booming song that goes hand in hand with the dark build-up section in the middle. The gameplay in this level is satisfying across the board, mixing some interesting cube timings and chain jumps with some tight and claustrophobic UFO jumps into single gaps. The feeling you get when you play is so different in the second half than it is in the beginning, but that's not to say that the two creators don't blend well. I think it's very well designed and varied, using a consistent colour scheme very well all the way around, with a little bit of experimentation in some designs, using underused blocks such as the dotted corner blocks. Alkali has some very nice colour management within his work that allows him to mix dark tones of grey and orange together without it meshing. Even though grey is an unconventional colour for the custom borders in the ball part, the pulses lighten the whole mood and make it really work. I think this level stands out for its attention to detail and original format. Feral released only a few days ago, but is a very abstract piece from Para, Generic Queso, and Kron that really pushes what can be done with red and black. These colours are normally attached to the Hell style, but this level strays far away from any standards or normality, rushing through very fast moving visual effects, which due to its short length, feels like a blur in hindsight. Each segment is intense in its own way, the first half being faster, whereas the second half utilises the more laid back sound of the song to end the level on a calmer note, with an effect similar to Kid Smoke's ending that sweeps over the background decoration and gives it a changing aesthetic that's very visually appealing. The whole thing has a rough feel to it, as the structures are all jagged with sharp outlines that are flickering on and off. It's very impressive for a level built in only 2 weeks. Although a lot of it feels very unpolished, I find it fitting for the style the creators went for, and overall this is very impressive despite it being over before it really starts. Rustia has been on a roll lately. His new release Blaster is very charming in the sense that the decoration is very sparse, leaving you with clear sight of the path in front of you, alongside some attractive colour schemes that give it some flair. The song is quite laid back, chipper, and progressive, which allows Rustia to develop the structuring and pulses further and further as the level goes on. Although it merely fades out at the end, it's clear to see effects stacking on top of each other, which ramps up the intensity a lot. It begins in total darkness, but utilises a blending screen above the whole level to uplift that dark space and increase the saturation as you near the end. Everything is very plainly set out, but with the help of some pulsing patterns, these areas are made that little bit more interesting, and it gets you invested in the space disco party that's going on. This is a rare case of less being more, since it emphasises the creative gameplay and allows focus on some of the movements, a highlight of it being the rotation in the portals and the starry backgrounds in unison. There are some crafty fakes in the wave section that are trippy to watch as well, and overall the level is just quite joyous and shows a lot of stylistic growth from Rustia. I'm looking forward to see what he has in store next. The next level shocked a lot of people. Benchmark GD by Lord Nodus tests your computer with a built-in frame counter that's almost identical to what my Nvidia GeForce displays. It's very cleverly made, running a series of tests such as art, blocks and animation, rotation, minigames, and gameplay, which gives you an awesome graph display at the end with comparisons to other processors. The FPS bypass must be used for consistent results with others, at a value of 900, which is a common multiple for most monitors. The visuals aren't much to comment on, as the main purpose is to distribute objects in a certain way, but I was definitely impressed with how well this level worked. That rounds it off for January. There are some really solid levels on this list which all have different strengths. I like that creators are starting to branch out in their styles. It was definitely interesting looking at this month's output, so hopefully I can keep this series going for a while if February holds up to these standards. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and have a good day.